Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. In this video I'm going to give you a full guide on mutations in Fallout 76, explaining what they are, how to get them, and most importantly why you need them. Now before I do any of that, if these type of videos are what you're looking for on YouTube, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future guides or news videos. And also, if this one helps you out, then make sure to click on that like button. And without further ado, let's dive straight in. Alright, so firstly, what are mutations? Basically, in short, these are semi-permanent effects you can apply to your character which provide both positive and negative effects and are essential to endgame builds. There are 19 mutations in total, and these can be gained in a couple of different ways. The initial way which you may have been introduced to mutations is through radiation. If you're exposed to high levels of radiation without the defense of the perk starch genes, your character can become mutated. Now this can be great as it'll save you a lot of time and caps on buying the serums depending on the mutations that you want, but it's also completely random, which means you may get one that you don't actually want. Now a little warning as well, if you're not using the starch genes perk, you will continue to get mutations, but also if you take a rad away, you'll actually lose mutations. Now the most efficient way of getting mutations is to acquire the serums for the mutations that you actually want. Now these can be crafted if you know the recipe, but these are very expensive and you're probably not going to get them until later on in the game. You can also buy these from players' vendors with caps or from Modus in the Enclave base, or you can be rewarded with them if you complete mutated events. Ideally, if you are going out to buy them, do not pay any more than say 500 caps for the actual serums themselves, otherwise you're literally going to be getting ripped off. You can buy these a lot of the time for between around 350 to 500 caps, sometimes even as low as 300, but if you do buy them for 300, feel free to make a profit on them because you can also sell them for caps at vendors for a nice profit of up to around 500 caps per serum. Now once you've decided that you want to mutate your character, it's essential that you equip the starch genes perk, which I mentioned earlier on in the video, as it will stop you from actually losing your mutations in general as well as when you take radaways. So now you know how to get them and how to stop yourself from actually losing them. Here is the full list of mutations available in the game thanks to the Fallout wiki. Now although there are 19, you can actually only have up to 18 due to having to choose between the herbivore or the carnivore mutation. Hopefully they're very self-explanatory and I don't need to go through them in too much detail, but it's also not necessary for you to take all of these mutations, as a lot of which are actually aimed towards certain builds. Talons, for example, is only used for unarmed melee builds, and Adrenal Reaction is actually only good if you're running a bloodied build. There are other mutations though which are very generic and used with most builds like Grounded, Egghead, Speed Demon and also Marsupials, as well as a few others that all provide your character with an advantage in different areas of the game. The most popular of course would be Marsupials, as not only does it increase your carry weight, but it also makes you jump a lot higher than normal, which everyone loves. Now I'm not going to tell you which mutations to actually take, that is your complete decision. Go through them and decide which ones suit your playstyle as well as your build, but just for a little guide as to kind of maybe which ones to take depending on what type of game you're running, then here is the ones that I use for my bloodied stealth commando build. You may notice that some of mine are actually a little bit better than the benefits that were listed by the wiki, and the negatives are actually a little bit better as well. This is due to two different perks which I'd really strongly recommend you use. The first one of course is going to be Strange in Numbers, because this one actually makes your mutations stronger when you're playing in a team of players who are also mutated. The second perk which I definitely recommend you to use is Class Freak. Now I use this at rank 3 to reduce the negative effect of all of my mutations to the absolute maximum. So basically by using these two perks, you're maximizing all the positives and minimizing all of the negatives, so you're getting the best out of everything. That's all the basics on the mutations though in Fallout 76, so if you have any further questions which maybe I haven't answered in the actual video itself, drop them down below in the comments, and also on top of that make sure to drop a comment down below of which mutations you're planning on picking up or which ones you run on your day-to-day gaming. That's it for this video though, so I hope you've all found it helpful and enjoyable. If you did, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.